Ufros aleinu Sukkat shlomecha. Spread over us the Sukkah of your peace. Did you know that the Sukkah, this flimsy structure penetrable by wind and rain and strong sun, is actually the symbol of protection in Judaism? It's not a strong wall, it's not a fortress, but a flimsy structure like a sukkah. Why is that? Where does that come from? Well, we build the sukkah in these days to represent the protection that God gave us when we were in the desert. That perhaps we built some huts like this, just flimsy structures, and yet which still somehow shielded us from the harsh elements of the desert. It was said that actually perhaps God's protection came in the form of a cloud, that Rabbi Akiva said the Sukkot that we sat in the desert were actually the cloud, the pillar of cloud, the Amud Anan that followed us through the desert as God's protection. Whatever it was just some sort of sense of protection, some flimsy structure that was around us, and yet that was the symbol of God's presence and therefore God's protection and strength. Elsewhere, the verb sukkah is used as a sense of shield when, again, Moses asks for God's presence to be with him on the mountaintop at Sinai. And God says, you can't see my face and live. So what I'm going to do is shield you. Visakoti kapai. I will shield you with my hand as I pass by, so you won't see my face, and then I'll remove my hand so you can see my back. Once again, we see this sakoti, this sukkah sense of protection, of shielding. And I think this is really an important message for us, that true sense of security, true sense of peace that we can feel is not through strong-armed, fortress-like structures, but rather through sitting in a place that is open-hearted, that is open to the elements, open to influences around us. When we can sit comfortably in that place and know that God is with us, that is when we can feel truly protected, truly safe, truly at peace. And so this intertwining of protection and fragility is something that's always been with the Jewish people. And Rav Kook, the first national rabbi of Israel before even the creation of the state, said something very moving about fragility and peace. He said, Jewish law validates a sukkah even when it has gaping holes, when it is built from as little as 2 walls or has large spaces between the walls and the roof. Even such a fragile structure still qualifies as a kosher sukkah. The same is true regarding peace, he said. Peace is so precious, so vital, that even if we are unable to attain a complete peace with the fullness of the structure, still we should pursue a partial measure of peace, even as an imperfect peace between neighbors or between an individual and community is still worthwhile. And so I bless us on this Sukkot holiday, which is about to end, that we find a sense of peace within ourselves so that we can be open-hearted, open to the elements, open to our neighbors, even if that peace is partial, even if it is not yet complete. Can we accept it into our hearts and feel that true Sukkat Shalom on this holiday, that true Sukkah of peace? Chag Sameach.